This is our market update leading to the Memorial Day weekend. I first want to say thank you to our veterans and families that have served, but a special thank you to the families who have lost their loved ones so that I may live in a free country. Okay, our market indicators, 266 homes on the market this week. We're holding steady there. Our price point has gone down a little bit. Last week it was $649,000, and this week it's down to $625,000. Even though that is the median list price, we still have some great homes in the $300,000 range. So please don't let that make you think that that's what you have to pay to move into this amazing area of the Hill Country on Lake Travis. So we will get into some of those that came new on the market that are in the 300s so that you can see what all is out there, and some up to 1.6 million. So we have a treat in store. They're averaging 162 days on market right now, and 8 homes went under contract last week. They range from like $70,000 all the way up to $1.5 million. So we have a range for you out here, that's for sure. 114 homes have closed over the past 3 months. I like to look at 3 months because that shows buyer trend data, and they closed at a median price of $471,500. So you can see that what's currently selling is in the lower price points, the 400s to 500s. However, a few multi-million dollar homes did sell, so we're all over the board, and I'll bet we have a home that fits your dreams. Those homes are selling at $211.26 per square foot. Okay, now we're looking at our current trend items. Sometimes I'll show you week over week, but this week we're just going to look at this 1 week. So we've had 15 new properties hit the market this week. That includes single-family homes, condominiums, and townhomes. This does not include land at all. That's a whole separate discussion, land out here in the Hill Country. However, we did have 15 come on the market. I want to really talk about the price decreases because that's what we're watching right now as we try to recover from the COVID era craziness. So this week we only had 22 price decreases, which is less than what we've seen over the past couple of weeks, 27, 32, 33. So pleased to see this starting to slow down a little bit, and really happy to see that we had so many go under contract and 10 closed last week. So that's really great. You can see some have withdrawn, expired, or gone in hold status. When they go in hold status, sometimes they just want to have family over for a Memorial Day weekend. They don't want to be involved in showings and have people want to see the home while they are enjoying it themselves. So that could be a reason for the hold. Another reason for a home going in hold status would be because maybe they had a water leak, or we had a storm come through and something happened to their roof. They want to take it off the market, get it fixed, look it over, and then put it back on the market. So even though you see withdrawn, expired, and holds, I can still access those for you guys, okay? So don't be afraid to ask. Is now a good time to buy, Emily? This is what I get asked a lot over the weeks as buyers are coming out for the spring. We're entering the late spring season right now, starting to get into the early summer months, but yes, it is still a buyer's market. Right now, we're around 7.4 months of inventory, and that is getting closer to a balanced market, which I am so thankful for, because for a long time, it's been a buyer's market where you could just write your ticket. It was hard to get homes sold, and it still is, but we're getting closer to what seems to be a more typical type of market. But 7.4 months of inventory means that it will take us that long to sell what we currently have on the market without any new homes coming on the market. So there are still incredible deals to be had, and the sellers are reducing price. They've been on the market for a while, so they're starting to get that seller fatigue, which means you can negotiate a little bit more. In fact, we're under contract for a home about 1.4 million, and they're asking for something like 12% in concessions after the inspection came back. And I'm not really sure that's the number we're looking for, but the sellers can't be picky at this point either, because in the luxury realm, we're at like 28 to 30 months of inventory. So we'll see how that one goes. Oh, and one other thing. Last week, I showed you my deal of the week. That's under contract. 3704 Bunyan. So I'm pleased to say that someone else saw the value and they moved in and purchased that home. Look for more deals of the week in the future weeks of our market update. If I can't be in the home in person, I love doing this part with you every week because we're going to look at the homes. I'm going to give you some stats about the homes. I'm going to tell you some things that the listing agent is talking about with the home, some insider information, and then my personal thoughts on the home and the pricing. So here we go. We are starting off this week's tour of the new homes in Jonestown. This one is offered at $200,000, 10913 Ridgeway Street. Has beautiful hill country views and a dark sky community, 1,248 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath on 0.22 acres. And they disclose that there has been a water leak that you see there, and they do have an engineering report available to see about that. And they admit that the home needs some TLC. If you love green paint, this might be it. Okay, see, here's a hole in the ceiling. And then I'm not sure what this thing covered up is, but they talk about the mini splits that were put in 2022. It's an AC and heating system. The second bedroom looks like they have turned this to an office. I'm sorry, they say 3 bedrooms. That looks like a little bit of an updated bathroom. Virtually staged, the mini split in there. That's another bedroom virtually staged. Primary bathroom. There's your primary bedroom, so large with the barn door going into the primary bathroom. Hill country views in a dark sky community zoned to Cedar Park Middle and Cedar Park High School. The primary bedroom is the sliding door right here, so you have private deck access there. She says versatile loft, ideal for a playroom or office. I'm not positive I would climb those stairs to my office, but as a playroom, this would be super fun. This is what movies are made out of right here. Okay, let's see. Underneath the house, they say is workshop space. And then you have an RV plug. Here is the workshop space underneath the home. And they're just showing and disclosing the water damage. Here are the Jonestown amenities you have at Jones Brothers Park. They say at the home you have plenty of parking for your boat, RV, or you can redevelop the large lot. And some more information. Staying in Jonestown, we are going to Ledge Road for $273,500, 18221 Ledge, 2 bedrooms, 0.2 acres, offered at $273,500. Recently updated. You can see the exposed beams, the fresh interior paint, the updated kitchen. However, I'm not so sure I would have left those countertops looking like that. But recently updated, they say on a large lot, they've got a deck with mature trees in the back. So I look forward to seeing that with you guys. I don't see any carpet in this, which is great for a lakefront community, but you can see how the bathroom might need to be updated, should I say. Virtually staged room. Let's go back to this one. I think that might be the same photo. Look how small that looks. But then when you add that bed in, I bet that's a full bed with a dresser. It almost doesn't look like it would fit in there. Double door closet, which is nice. And then there's that backyard with the covered back porch, mature trees. Okay, for this one, there are discounted rate options and no lender fee future financing could be available for qualified buyers. And the current interest rate that they have may be assumable. And it is fawn season, you guys, so come out and look at houses, and I bet you see some of these cute little babies. We're still in Jonestown for this cute little A-frame, 11603 Travis Street, listed for $308,000. It's on 0.35 acres, so a very large lot for Jonestown. 3 bedroom, 2 bath home atop a cliff overlooking Big Sandy Creek. Let's see, they have fresh paint here in this home. Property consists of 2 legal lots, so you can even build a second home or multi-level deck surrounding the home. Okay, sorry. Property consists of 2 legal lots that you can even build a second home, and they wanted to make note of the multi-level decks around the home. Many of these homes were built as small fishing cabins for weekend vacationers. So that's why you see homes real small in Jonestown on smaller lots. But you can't beat these incredible views. Views for miles. So this home, if you are a buyer, you will receive a 1% lender credit based off the loan amount if you use their certain lender. So partially fenced, you have an outbuilding there, a couple of outbuildings. What you can do with some of these studio apartments. Big views, some water from the back deck. And this is just another aerial view. Beautiful, beautiful Jonestown. Now we're heading into Lago Vista, 2601 Warren Cove, $325,000 corner lot with a side entry garage here. 1,562 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath on 0.34 acres. And that is a larger lot than you typically see in Lago Vista. And they're showing views of the backyard because it is really pretty, I think. I love the stone wall here and the difference in elevation. It gives a lot of interest to this home. The agent says expansive tree-filled corner lot with a classic Texas hill country architecture limestone facade. And we do have a lot of limestone. Arched entryway. There's some carpet in the main living area. You can see in the kitchen, they've got a skylight. This is a typical Raytex home, which was a builder who built a ton back in the 90s. There's that skylight. An open kitchen area. Primary bedroom, it has a double tray ceiling, which is cool. This is kind of an oversized primary bedroom from what I normally see, and beautiful windows there. I do like that little half sunshine window over the bathtub. The agent says that they have immaculately maintained the inside of the property and thoughtfully preserved the exterior. And I would agree to that because this does look nice and clean. Now, if you're not into lilac and that border up above, that can always be changed. Don't forget that paint is super cheap. So try to look through things like that. Some of their improvements are a new kitchen sink disposal, entire new HVAC system, grinder pump system replaced, and replaced their outdoor gutter system. This home is for $325,000. 21214 Santa Rosa, $385,000. I love that front porch. Isn't that pretty with those big, bold beams? And then inside they're exposed as well. Okay, you can really tell that there are high-end finishes here, from like the countertop to the backslash to the hood over the stove and the upper cabinetry. Your nook here for coffee bar, double farmhouse sink with a chef's faucet and the chandeliers. This is definitely an upgraded home. We don't see many like this. Focal walls, which is cool. Tray ceilings in the living room, double doors in the primary bedroom, and then a freestanding tub that's gorgeous. Okay, this home is being used as a short-term rental right now, listed at $385,000, almost 1,800 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bath on 0.22 acres. You know, the condition of this home, if you get inside of it and look at it closely, I think this could be a really good value. It's beautiful. Okay, we're looking at this home and we're seeing this huge vehicle inside the garage, and you're seeing it again on the second picture. So this UTV is available for negotiation with this home. They go right into the backyard, showing the gentle slope and then the outbuilding. And I'm not sure if this is fully fenced or not. No, it doesn't look like it. This is 2800 Annapolis Cove in Lago Vista, $435,000. I'm a little disappointed in these pictures because any home deserves a good photographer or better photos than this. These are so tiny, I can't even see what they are. But that's just Emily. I hope you as a buyer can see what you're looking for at this home. It's 1,862 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms on 0.22 acres. Nestled atop the hills of Highland Lake Estates, an oversized corner lot of a cul-de-sac. I really do like this kitchen. I think that wood color is timeless and will wear very well over the next many, many years. 1 mile from private lake access, tiled flooring throughout, floor-to-ceiling windows, Jack and Jill bathroom. They have a brand new HVAC system, water softener, tankless water heater, and a brand new stove. And don't forget about that UTV that's negotiable. We are in Point Venture for this one, 433 Venture Boulevard South. That feels like a private tree house in your own hideaway with Lake Travis views. This is listed at $435,000, 1,881 square feet. This is a upside down house, which means you walk in that front door and that's where your secondary bedrooms are. And when you go up to the top level, that's where you have your main living area and your primary bedroom. And we do that in the hill country to get views of Lake Travis. Three bedrooms, 2 bath on 0.15 acres. Vaulted ceilings, oversized windows. It does feel and look like a treehouse. It's pretty awesome. There's the primary bedroom up on that second floor. Double vanity, got some farmhouse feel to it, and private access to the upper deck. Then a bunk room for the weekend crowd. This is the downstairs covered patio and the upstairs covered patio. This lot is next door to the home, and the buyer, here it is, has the first right of refusal to purchase this home for $65,000. Now, I want to orient you. If you go down this road over this way, this is where you get to the POA offices, the Junior Olympic sized swimming pool, and the floating restaurant called Captain Pete's. Literally across the street from this home is the golf course clubhouse. And then on around Venture this way is how you get out of Point Venture, but this is where your pickleball and tennis courts are. Here's the home we're looking at, the adjacent lot, and then this is the one that I told you was literally across the street from the golf course clubhouse. There are the tennis and pickleball courts. This is at the golf course clubhouse. A lot of fun happens here. Bingo, open mic nights, Captain Pete's floating restaurant. And this beach area in Point Venture is awesome because when the lake goes down, we have this amazing beach that nobody else has. And then when the lake fills up, well, we have a full lake. So that's awesome. A 9-hole golf course in Point Venture. If you're in good standing with the POA, you get to play for free. I love Point Venture. And there's the 60 or 90 acre waterfront park that is private to Point Venture homeowners. This is a home I know well because I sold it for the builder who built it, and he built it for his daughter. This is 21422 Santa Rosa in Lago Vista. She liked the rustic farm look, and so that's what you're going to see inside here. But all the upgrades you want, from the blinds to the built-in cabinetry to the tray ceilings to the front door. This is a fully upgraded home. The cabinetry is expensive. It looks expensive. The countertops are quartz, and you've got a raw edge mantle that's really beautiful, I think. This one's listed at $440,000. That's the exact price they bought it for back in April 2025. It's 1,964 square feet. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and 0.22 acres. The primary bedroom here has a barn door to get into the bathroom. You've got a freestanding tub and an oversized shower. I really love these mirrors, and the same mirror is replicated in the secondary bathroom, which I think is really cool. This is a front bedroom that they have moved to an office, and I believe they have a Jack and Jill bathroom situation there. That's the back bedroom. And see that mirror replicated? How cool. This door that's shut leads to the garage, which is oversized. This is the laundry room with an extra pantry in there, and it leads into the kitchen. So the oversized 2-car garage has window, and it has, behind this picture is another door that you can take a golf cart out to the backyard. It has a massive driveway with extra concrete for a golf cart. And then you've got a lot of deck here on the back of the house. It looks like from this last picture, it might need to be taken care of a little bit more. But you can see they virtually staged this, and I see 2 fire pits, which is really weird. And I don't know what this board is for here, but you have an outbuilding, and there is that garage where you come off of the 2.5-car garage. You have one neighbor here, and you'll see from this aerial view, like there's no one behind you, but there will be houses there eventually. See, you're the only two cats on the street right here, but eventually this will fill in. So don't be surprised if you purchase a home out here and think you're going to live in quietness and then somebody finds our well-kept secret. Okay, this one is going back into Jonestown, and I don't know, but it's listed at $900,000, $899. Like, I get these decks are amazing and the views and all that waterfront, but it's $899. It's only 1,451 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms on 0.046 acres. You get a blurry picture of the kitchen here. What is that, a fireplace? Obviously they're selling the land for the water, but they could have put a couple of decent photos in here if you ask me. I would never put my name on something like this. 6 decks on Lake Travis waterfront, comfortably sleeps 10, no formal survey available, 2 storage sheds, and an RV 50 amp hookup. That is 10903 Lakeside Drive in Jonestown. The back of the car not included. Okay, another one in Jonestown. The word of the day is decks, and the location of the day is Jonestown. This is 10104 Vassar Road, offered at $959,000. The interior is just truly remarkable, and the views are incredible. It lives kind of funny, as we'll see. Like, you've got exposed concrete here, concrete block. Up above here is the primary bedroom that only has a railing, so they can capture views from here that you're going to see, which is amazing. But I'm not sure if you had a family that the primary bedroom would be totally exposed to everything you're doing downstairs. 2,287 square feet. This one is 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath. This one could not sell in 2023 and 2024 at $749,000. So I'm not sure what they've done since then to make it worth $200,000 more from just a couple of years ago. But they call this a custom mountain retreat, not hill country, but mountain. I want to just point out this dry erase board here. My husband would be so proud of me. He loves dry erase boards. They say the home is cut into the mountain. This home stays cool in the summer and warm in the winter. This is your kitchen. Kind of unique with that yellow fridge and then the metal ceiling. Panoramic hill country views, which you're going to see in just a minute, which is awesome. Everything's kind of rustic, kind of industrial looking. Of course, this guy's got tons of chords. He loves guitars, so that's real fun. Maybe this is a bachelor who stays alone. I'm not really sure. And so see, here is the primary bedroom. So everything's pushed up against this wall, and then you've got this railing that shows an incredible view, but it also allows all the noise from the primary bedroom to go down. So not sure this is really a family home. You've got a shower that needs no wiping down of any glass, which is awesome, and this really good long bathtub. The views are killer. That's what's selling this property. And then you've got 2 storage sheds, a second smaller workshop, and then this is a 1-bedroom guest house, complete with a kitchenette and a full bath. So how cute is that? And we'll have to double check if you can short-term rent on this property. Sometimes Jonestown allows it and sometimes it doesn't. Let me see if there's anything else here. Soaring cathedral ceilings, custom oak doors, and room for additional structures because this is on 1.86 acres. Our last property of the day has been on the market since 2022. It was listed at $3,200,000 and is now down to $1,600,000. So this is a half price off deal. It is 4205 Park Drive in Lago Vista. This is in the ETJ, so you don't get access to all the Lago Vista private waterfront parks. Children do go to Lago Vista School District. This is 4 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 4.33 acres. Waterfront opportunity, priced below Travis County's appraised value. It's being sold as is. The property needs updates and care. It absolutely does. There are lots of spacious living areas and entertaining areas, a huge garage and a dedicated workshop. But you see it's all super dated here with a bunch of little weird balconies and everything. But this might be a cool property if you have that much space for 1.6. And again, that's just the seller wish price. It's probably not going to close for 1.6 million, but my favorite feature at this house is coming up here soon. Well, that's one of them. That's pretty cool. Your own individual stage. Let's see, the outdoor spaces are large, but this is it. It's the in-ground pool with a semi-high dive. Like, who even has a diving board right now? But now this one even has a high dive. I think it's so amazing because I never get to see stuff like that. So if you're a sports enthusiast, you got a pool, you got enough room for basketball, tennis courts, all sorts of things. This is an oversized garage. You pull all the way through here. You can fit 4 cars in there or turn it to a skating rink. So much you can do with this property. Now you're on Hatter's Cove. See, there's the outbuilding there that can be changed to a workshop or a living space. This is the property we're looking at right here, and this is Hatter's Cove, and the positioning is located about halfway up in the cove, which is awesome because you'll likely have water if Lake Travis recedes again, whereas if you were way back here in the cove, it could go dry on you. So knowing some things like that about our area is why you hire a local agent. That was fun today. Thanks, guys. If you want to see any of these in person or if you want a curated list for what meets your desires, just let me know. Is now a good time to sell? Well, buyers are still out there. We're seeing a later spring season to the excitement in the market. So yes, buyers are out there. If you're going to be realistic on your price, and your price will be driven from market data rather than based on emotion and what you feel your home is worth, absolutely, this can be a great time to sell. If you're a seller that's not really having to move and you just want to try the market, well, I'm certainly not the agent for you. I think it's a bad time to do something like that. And I think what will happen is if you find a yes agent who will say that they'll do something like that above what the market is showing they'll pay for it, then your home's going to sit on the market for a long time. You'll start to get seller fatigue. You're going to be tired of keeping that home looking so nice and then living on pins and needles, just waiting for someone to come and look at the home when overpriced listings are just sitting and people aren't looking at them. They're not even looking at them online, much less in person. So if you're realistic, this can be a great time to sell. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, or just want to know about the real estate market in North Lake Travis, Hill Country area of Austin, Texas, please reach out to us. I have a whole team of people that work with people just like you every day, multiple times a day. They're so smart. They live out here. They work out here. They know all of the properties. And we even know a lot about the coming soon properties that haven't even hit the market yet. But I do want to show you this picture over here. That's when I went through pilot training way back, I don't know, 30 years ago. I served 22 and a half years in the military, started in the Army and finished in the Air Force. And that has been the highlight of my life. Happy Memorial Day.